What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Movie Raised.
Sometimes you miss out on sleep because of an embarrassing event playing over and over in your head, waving to a person that's not waving to you, thinking about moving into another country. Well, imagine if those moments were caught on video and available for the entire world to see them. The good news is, you're not alone. Every living, breathing soul has experienced an embarrassing situation or two. And yes, even actors have had their share of cringe-worthy moments. To prove it, we've collected 10 of the most awkward times where actors are caught in awkward moments from their co-stars. From Riverdale co-stars Lily Reinhart and Cole Sprouse to after stars Josephine Langford and Hero Finds Tiffin, get ready to get awkward. Number 10. Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. Let's face it, almost every person has watched A Star is Born and cried their eyes out while watching it. Even if you haven't watched it, you're probably familiar with all that drama that was going on between Bradley Cooper, Lady Gaga, and Cooper's ex-wife, Irina Shayk. And well, it's likely that the night at the Oscars completely sent you over the edge. We've been preparing for the 2019 Academy Awards. Every red carpet interview, an acceptance speech, and continued on-stage gaze simply helped to build the hype about it. So when Gaga and Bradley were performing Shallow at the Oscars, we knew something wasn't quite right. Bradley and Gaga were facing each other on stage and they made quite an appearance. Then Bradley made the move and joined Gaga at the piano. Arms around each other, eyes closed, sharing one microphone, Gaga and Bradley showed that maybe they are more than co-stars. But what about Irina? Well, her reaction to Gaga and Cooper almost kissing on stage was just trying to act natural and be fine with everything.
In the shallow, in the shallow.
Number 9. James McAvoy and Angelina Jolie. Angelina is attractive, let's face it, and almost every man would use every opportunity to share a kiss with her. However, James McAvoy had the chance to kiss one of the most beautiful women in the world in the action thriller Wanted, and for him, it turned out to be a bit awkward. McAvoy told Ann Curry on Today that he had to do a makeout scene with Jolie on her first day on the set. It was her first day. It was her first scene, McAvoy said. I had been on the set for 2 weeks. It was like, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. I'm James. Oh, we're about to do a kissing scene now. It was awkward, sweaty, and not very nice, he added.
Is that what it takes now? You're paying for it?
Number 8. Emily Browning and Tom Hardy. Emily Browning worked intimately with 2 co-stars in the gangster film Legend, Tom Hardy and Tom Hardy. Known for his work in The Dark Knight Rises and Mad Max Fury Road, Hardy does double work as Ronnie and Reggie Cray, the twin brothers who made their mark on the underworld of 1960s London. In a video interview at the Toronto International Film Festival, Browning, who plays Frances Shay, Reggie's wife, chatted with EW about what it was like working with Hardy in his dual role. She said that it was definitely a challenge to do scenes with Hardy as both of the characters, and that it was like working with 2 different actors. Hardy has portrayed numerous gay and straight characters during his career. In the mob biopic Legend, he plays both Reggie Cray, who is heterosexual, and his twin brother, Ronnie, who is openly bisexual. But what made Hardy mad was a journalist who asked about his sexuality at the Toronto Film Festival press conference. He later stated that he did that because the question was rude and humiliating. Hardy has been clear in the media for many years that he is heterosexual, and he thought how the question was an invasion of privacy. Do you guys think Hardy overreacted?
But what is your question? Are you asking me about my sexuality?
Sure.
Why?
Why?
Number 7. Toby Maguire and Kirsten Dunst. One of the most amazing and loved moments in the history of superhero cinema happens after rescuing Mary Jane Watson, Kirsten Dunst, from muggers. Spider-Man, Toby Maguire, is getting an upside-down kiss from Mary in the pouring rain. Rain, which was running down his face and into his nose, creating the sensation of drowning. Maguire was in a pretty awkward situation while kissing his co-star. Since Maguire ought to keep his other airway locked to Dunst's lips, he fought to sneak in a few limited breaths while kissing her, making shooting the scene more torturous and awkward than it looked. As Maguire explained, there was rain pouring up or down my nose. I couldn't breathe and I was gasping for breath out of the corner of Kirsten's mouth. Number 6. Tom Cruise and Sofia Boutella. Why Sofia Boutella licks Tom Cruise's face in The Mummy? something that will stay a mystery forever. Out of all the scenes and weirdness that the mummy could bring, the one moment that really got remembered is the part where, mid-battle, Sofia Boutella's Princess Amanette licks the face of Tom Cruise's Nick Morton.
I promise.
It's a part that we just can't forget, and many have questioned why it even exists. But when you find out that Sofia had to lick Tom Cruise 8 times on the set of The Mummy, well, you can just imagine the awkwardness between these two. Sometimes people like to render metaphors literally, and in The Mummy's case, the metaphor "take a licking" ends with Sofia Boutella putting her tongue on Nick Morton. Oh, have we mentioned that the day they were filming this particular scene, Sofia's father was on the set? Watching his daughter licking Tom Cruise's face? Well, that must have been awkward. Number 5. Margot Robbie and Leonardo DiCaprio. Martin Scorsese's Wolf of Wall Street is a pure masterpiece, with Leonardo DiCaprio giving another exceptional performance as the crooked stockbroker Jordan Belfort. However, we can all agree that it was Margot Robbie's star-turning role as his wife that made the movie even more enjoyable. And Robbie has opened up about how playing the character didn't come effortlessly, especially the sex scene with DiCaprio. For an article published by Porter Magazine, which praised the actress as the new queen of Hollywood, Robbie remembered the interesting shot, describing it as weird and embarrassing. The scene notices Robbie seducing DiCaprio, touching herself and calling him daddy. She said, "It doesn't come across when you're watching the movie, but in reality, we're in a tiny bedroom with 30 crew crammed in. How does a relatively unknown actress prepare for a sex scene with already well-known Leonardo DiCaprio? Tequila. For Robbie, it worked. She took a few shots of tequila before filming this iconic scene.
So take a good look, Daddy. You're gonna be seeing an awful lot of this around the house.
Number 4. Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt. When Jennifer Lawrence appeared on The Graham Norton Show with her co-star Chris Pratt to promote their new film Passengers, she told an unfortunate story. The 26-year-old had been filming the Hunger Games franchise in Hawaii when she scratched her wetsuit-clad bum on the rocks, which caused a landslide. She explained, "They were sacred and you're not supposed to sit on them because you're not supposed to expose your genitalia to them, but they were so good for butt itching. One rock that I was butt scratching on ended up coming loose and it was a giant boulder and it rolled down this mountain and almost killed our sound guy. It was this huge, dramatic deal and all these Hawaiians were like, 'Oh my god, it's the curse.' And well, she continued the story while laughing and added, 'I'm your curse.' However, many marked her story disrespectful and called on her to apologize. One thing we can't forget was Pratt's face while she was telling the story. Everybody's laughing and his face is telling that he doesn't quite enjoy the tale Jennifer is telling. Number 3. Josephine Langford and Hero Finds Tiffin. After We Collided is the second film in the teen rom-com drama saga based on Anna Todd's After Book series. It's no secret that the entire After series is one large turn-on. When the first film was released in 2019, Tessa, Josephine Langford, and Hardin's Hero Finds Tiffin on-screen chemistry immediately amazed fans. After a session of hot yoga, the two leave the class really turned on, so they jump in the shower and instantly start hooking up. What makes this scene so great is that it was rumored that they had an amazing but awkward time while filming it. And well, it's quite normal, since almost every actor feels awkward when filming these kind of scenes with their co-star. Even though it gets disrupted by a phone call from Tessa's boss, it's still one of the best scenes in the After sequel. Number 2. Cole Sprouse and Lily Reinhart. When the news about Cole Sprouse and Lily Reinhart splitting up after 2 years together emerged, fans were shocked. However, it looks like Lily Reinhart was not hiding her feelings about her breakup with Cole Sprouse when she liked a Twitter video that was showing her rejecting her ex, Cole, after he tried to offer her a microphone during an interview at a convention. In the awkward video, Sprouse decides to hand her a microphone, and the actress raises her hand as if to grab the mic, but then changed her mind, putting her hand down and shaking her head a firm no. Well, that's awkward. Their Riverdale co-stars Madeleine Petsch, Camila Mendez, and KJ Apa also sat in on the interview. Number 1. Jacob Allody and Joey King. Joey King and Jacob Allody appeared in 2018's The Kissing Booth and developed feelings for each other on set. However, things didn't work out between the couple as just over a year after they started dating, their fairy tale was over and they'd broken up. But when the trailer for the latest film was released, fans noticed that something looked wrong with the heading man. People all over social media stated how miserable Jacob looked. One wrote, "Jacob Allody looks miserable in the trailer of the new Kissing Booth movie," while another continued, "I mean, he's in a movie he doesn't want to be in while having to make out with his ex-girlfriend." Can you guys imagine working with your ex after breaking up? How awkward is that? We end our video here, and there's some awkward moments between actors that we've missed, Let us know in the comment section below. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more amazing videos such as this. Thanks for watching.